Thanksgiving. The house smelled like roasted lies and butter. Cranberry sauce bled on the porcelain like a wound no one wanted to name. I had just cut into the turkey, my hand steady, my smile polite, when Mary turned to me with that tone, sweet, calculated, razor beneath silk. "Honey, why haven't we paid back the $50,000 loan from my dad's life insurance?" I set my fork down, the clink on the plate louder than her words. I turned to her mother, Doris, across the table. She had stopped chewing, her eyes locked on mine. She knew. "Funny you should ask that, Mary," I said. My voice didn't rise, calm, like a surgeon before the first cut. "Why don't you?" Doris choked. "No, not on the turkey, on the truth. Mary and I weren't always like this. I loved her once, loved the way she traced circles on my arm when I couldn't sleep, the way she cried when we bought our first home. Real tears, I think. But love is just belief with a heartbeat, and belief dies quietly. When her father passed, I held her at night while she shook. He'd left behind a policy, $150,000 split between Mary and her mother. We agreed we'd borrow $50,000 for a business I'd been building for years, a small digital security firm. She insisted, said it was our future. I signed the loan agreement she drafted. Everything seemed right. Then 6 months later, I noticed the shift. She got distant, passwords changed, calls taken in the bathroom. Her laptop never left her sight. And Doris started visiting more. Too much, too often, watching me like a hawk watching a mouse that already swallowed poison. I pretended not to notice, but the silence between us got heavier, like a room filling with gas, one spark away from revelation. The truth found me in a forgotten browser tab. One night while she slept, I mirrored her phone to my device. Nothing fancy. She never knew I had her old iCloud credentials. She had sent Doris a PDF, the real loan agreement. I read it twice. The signature wasn't mine. She'd forged it. The clause said, if defaulted, the full amount would revert to her mother's ownership of our home. Our home? My business? It never saw a cent. The money was gone, transferred from Doris to a private account in the Cayman Islands. I traced it back. Long hours, VPNs, burners, one shell company after another. They were planning to divorce me, bankrupt me, and walk away with everything. I didn't scream. I didn't confront. I planned. 6 months. That's how long it took to become the man they thought I was pretending to be. I updated our wills, quietly transferred asset ownership of the house to a trust. I moved my business into a shell corp she didn't know I owned. I recorded phone calls, emails, built a case. I even hired a forensic accountant under the name Peter Vale. I became Peter, friendly, helpful, trustworthy. I scheduled meetings with Doris discussing investment ideas she thought she was smart enough to understand. Every conversation recorded. She told me everything. How Mary planned to claim abandonment, that the court would side with her because he's too stupid to prove anything. They laughed. I listened. And then Thanksgiving came. I cooked the turkey myself, stuffed it with garlic, apples, rosemary, her favorite. Everyone sat. Doris, smug in her pearls, Mary wearing the necklace I bought her the day I landed our first client. She dropped the question like it was offhanded, but I knew her. She expected a breakdown, for me to panic, maybe storm off. That's how they'd planned it in the messages I decrypted from her laptop. Instead, I smiled. "Funny you should ask that, Mary. Why don't you?" Doris froze. Her breathing turned shallow. Her lips parted, but no sound came. Because she knew what I meant. "You're lying," Mary said. Her voice cracked. I slid the flash drive across the table. "Everything you'll need is on here. Signatures, transfers, audio, video. Even the fun part where your mom explains how she'll fake dementia to avoid court. Doris stood up, trembling. You can't." "Oh, I can." I looked to the side. My attorney stepped out from the kitchen. She nodded. "Court papers were filed this morning. Fraud. Forgery. Conspiracy to defraud. Oh, and tax evasion. You didn't think I'd let you walk away clean, did you?" Mary's face collapsed in on itself. "You recorded us?" "Everything," I said. Doris collapsed into the chair, gasping for air. The truth finally cutting deeper than the turkey. By Friday, the house was mine. Legally. The court froze their accounts. Mary's name is on nothing. I had signed power of attorney over Doris last month. She didn't read the fine print. She can't sell, can't hide. And the IRS? They're very interested in that Cayman account. I sleep well now. Some nights I replay her face, that exact moment her world collapsed. It's not joy I feel, not quite. It's peace. See, people like Mary and Doris think betrayal is a weapon, but it's not. It's a mirror. You just have to hold it long enough for them to see their own reflection. So when she asked me that question at Thanksgiving, she thought it was her move. But the board was mine. Game, set, carved, and served.